This video is sponsored by Wall Street Bets, and they said if I miss this shot, then I'll invest all my life savings into GameStop options, because we need those tendies. Never to be seen again. I mentioned that. Never to be seen again. Damn, I really want some GameStop stocks. Thanks Wall Street Bets for sponsoring the video, but I tried my best. Now that we can't make any money from longing GameStop call options, how are we going to make any money? How about we go through the 10 best passive income ideas that can make you $1,000? Hey, what's going on guys? Hayden, and I'm here to educate millions of people just like you on personal finance. And just before we get into some of these side hustles, I heard the best one is hitting the like button down below. And as always, my content is not financial advice and it's for educational purposes only, but without further ado, let's get into the video. And with each side hustle, I'm going to be determining on a scale how risky it is. And up first, with a risk score of 1, it's getting a part-time job. It's so simple, but if you have a free 10 to 20 hours per week or more, you can guarantee an income whilst also establishing some skills that you never had. I know personally, working at McDonald's, it pays one of the lowest incomes in Australia. However, it allows flexibility with my schedule and also builds leadership and communication skills I can use forever. It also allows you to build and nurture friendships with colleagues, as during the pandemic it was the only way I could see friends. Remember, this is a time where the state I lived in Victoria, had the harshest lockdown laws in the world, including curfew at 9, no one outside of your home allowed to enter the house, even without the virus, and a maximum of 1 hour exercise per day outside, or staying in your 5-kilometre zone. But getting a part-time job will also help you fund some of the other income streams that I will show you in this video. Next up, with a risk score of 3, is dividend income. For those of you who don't know what dividend income is, it's basically I get paid for owning a small portion of a company, which are generally called blue chip stocks. And this generally includes larger companies such as Coca-Cola, Walmart, Apple, and more, and have such a large supply of cash that they give back to investors through dividends for believing in their company. Apple actually holds something like $200 billion in cash, which is absolutely ridiculous, but they are willing to afford giving back their money to investors through the form of dividends. Now, something to keep in mind is that not all companies are required to pay a dividend, so just pretend it's like a little cherry on top. But some companies like Johnson & Johnson have had annual dividend increases for the last 56 years in a row, so you can expect them to pay the dividends. And since they pay a 2.6% yield, this means for every $100 that you invest in the company, you get $2.60 per year just for holding it. Now for me, I've received a total of $98.70 in dividends over the last year, which is brilliant because it's another incentive to hold the stocks that I own. And don't forget that depending where you reside in the world, you have to pay taxes on these dividends coming in. Following that, with a risk score of 3 as well, is creating Onlyfans or Patreon. Now, you don't necessarily need to make explicit content to make money on these platforms. Providing information through interests is another terrific way to make an income. For me or you who have an interest in investing, we could post our stock buys or sells, or respond to headlines in the community such as Netflix's recent earnings and stock downfall, which would appeal to all our viewers. Now, this doesn't require much to start up, and can construct an audience for your platform as well as lead to other presented opportunities for your own brand. Another form of making money with content is to add revenue with YouTube with a risk score of 4. Now of course you can be like me and make content on something you love through your channel, but that's not the thing I'm going to go through this segment because there's an even better idea. We all know the song All I Want for Christmas Is You. The song you always hear at the supermarket that drains on all through the Christmas season. The artist behind the song, Mariah Carey, makes so much money off royalties every year as it's played on a seasonal basis. Now there's a similar idea where you get non-copyright Christmas music and edit it with maybe a family living room with a Christmas tree. These videos generate millions of dollars every year as they're played during Christmas time. You can apply the same concept through meditation, rain music that people sleep to at night, or maybe motivational videos of sports or your favourite icons. And I remember those videos in 2016 where you'd watch those Steph Curry highlight mixtapes with songs backing behind it, and all your mates used to watch it, and it's those 3am type of grind things where you just all of a sudden have this insane amount of motivation. Hope that wasn't just me.
I move my mama out the trenches. I move my daddy out the trenches. I move my grandma out the trenches. I move my brother. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to start fucking with them NFTs. I'm trying to make some millions. I can't move my family out the trenches on an empty stomach. 23, 24, 25. I wonder what would happen if I never gave up on my hoop dreams. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Splash.
This is a perfect example of a lot of upfront work that can lead to substantial profits in the future. With a risk score of 5, I'm going to bring in a creative revenue option, which is flipping items online. Now this can just start with some items you own at home that you don't really need through a garage sale or marketplace, but there is a much greater opportunity if you can understand a specific market. I had a friend in high school who made thousands of dollars at 17 and 18 just flipping basketball cards online. Now when he started telling me his idea, he had no knowledge of the NBA whilst I did. However, when he started trading these cards on consumer-to-consumer platforms like Facebook Marketplace and eBay, he started to understand the game much more than I did, whilst also making a substantial profit at such a young age. Proving with just a little money, you can grow an income without having an official job. He was able to pocket thousands of dollars as players started to grow hype, such as Monetise A and Tyler Hero in the playoffs in 2020. And this income stream is possible for all teenagers to achieve. This was growing really popular throughout 2020 through other sports cards and more importantly Pokemon cards, and has continued to trend upwards. Like recently, the huge media star Logan Paul bought a Pikachu worth over $5.2 million. And the NFT revolution has begun, where collectible artworks with various use cases are selling for large premiums to grant access into exclusive clubs and events. So this side hustle will continue to grow rapidly over the coming years. Next up is rental income with a risk score of 6, so we're starting into the riskier income sources. Now this isn't the most passive option since there's a lot of continuous work, but purchasing a home with 20% down is another great option, as it is a tangible asset. And if you already live in a property that you own or are making mortgage payments with, renting out a room via Airbnb can be another great source of income as long as you're okay with that. And this doesn't have to be a stranger, it can just be a friend or a relative that is willing to stay at your place. I've also seen some people rent out garage space to university students in the local area, and the owner can make a couple bucks a day for just emptying out empty car space they don't already use. However, this video is targeted to a lower income younger individuals, so I'm going to let you into a couple of secrets. Of course you have to work this out with a property owner, but let's say it costs $3,000 a month to rent out a property for yourself. If you can find friends or people you trust, renting out these separate rooms other than your own for $1,200 a month, it allows you to live for free whilst also pocketing $600 a month, which leaves to $7,200 a year. And you don't have to worry about managing the property as it falls upon the owner. All you have to do is manage people, and as long as they make the payments to you that you make to the owner, you're safe. Also, don't forget this deal in writing as you want to protect yourself legally. Back to stocks. With a risk scale of 6, capital gains income can generate wealth for yourself. That rhymed really well and I didn't even mean it. Keep that in, future Hayden editing these videos. Growth-based stocks generally don't pay a dividend, however grow exponentially more than your typical blue chip companies. This is because instead of paying dividends, it reinvests its revenues back into the company and in turn ramping up its stock price whilst also establishing its company. Another benefit of this is when the stock price goes up, you don't have to pay taxes at all as long as there's no dividend coming in. Instead, you pay tax after you sell, which hopefully is in a long-term future. And whilst there are a lot of catalysts, the taxes you pay on long-term capital gains is between 15 and 30% usually. And this is a strategy some rich investors use and tend to pay less in taxes and can time when they lock in their profits. And with a risk score of 6, another creative option to make money is to monetize one of your skills. I knew someone who was really good at mathematics in year 12.
Ah, friend, football friend. Oh, best friends forever and ever. Oh, friend.
Fuck off, alright? He's not my friend.
Alright, you're touchy about your friend.
And tutored the same subject to another student in year 11. And it took him only a couple hours a week, but he was able to pocket $30 to $40 per hour, which is much better than any part-time job you get. Your clients can be as simple as a cousin or friend that are willing to pay a little bit of money just to hone on their own skills and score highly on a test. So with no startup costs and some spare time, you can create a scalable income source that can fit within your schedule. And although riskier, you can progress this into an online course on knitting for all I know, which can reach a much more widespread audience over the internet and advance into a greater career. And with a risk score of 8 is selling online products through Shopify or Amazon Dropshipping. I've compared it to the way the pros and cons, but the initial risk of this passive income idea is the upfront costs that it costs to manufacture. It's very easy to lose a lot of money if you don't do the proper research. But being able to provide a need through in-depth research of human psychology can help build a product that suits you and create a successful business through Shopify. However, dropshipping grants a lesser known option in identifying a popular product in, let's say, the US, and then selling the same concept to another market such as France, Spain, Germany, or wherever. This requires you to understand similar trends and look through highly sought after products in different markets. And I think an underrated tool to research this with is Google Trends, as at the end of the day, the way you reach customers is over the internet. Also, I recommend for this side hustle, you watch other creators who are much more specialized in these businesses. Finally, with a score of 10, our risk on choice of side hustle is through starting your own business. But only if you truly have the passion and the work ethic can this be a successful option, and then there is little to no risk. A lot of people don't do anything between 6 and 12 PM, but building something behind closed doors can get you further ahead of your peers and build a great career. Instead of wasting your time watching Netflix or YouTube, Take the first step of building some ideas for your small business and start it up. This YouTube channel here is my 6 to 12 PM and it only has a setup cost of roughly $200 worth of equipment, but one day could return much higher and progress into a career. So if you have a great idea, please go and chase that endeavor because it could advance to something much more remarkable. Anyway guys, thanks for tuning in to my 10 favorite passive income ideas to make $1,000. Click on my last video, which I'm going to try and put over this. I don't know if I can, but it'd be pretty, no, it wouldn't be pretty cool or funny at all. But it's where I demonstrate the lessons teenagers should know before investing. And don't forget to like and subscribe because I'm trying to get my message out to as many people as possible, and you supporting the channel will help contribute to that mission. Below my socials, but anyway guys, heading out.